Good morning. For today's COVID devotional, we are going to be in Nehemiah chapter 6, verses 1 to 14. Now, we're going to have four key takeaways from this passage. So, starting in verse 1. Now, when Sanballat and Tobiah, remember those are the agitators who continually appear in this story. When Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arab and the rest of our enemies heard that I had built the wall, and that there was no breach left in it, although up to that time I had not set the doors in the gates, Sanballat and Geshem sent to me, saying, Come, and let us meet together at Hekaphirim in the plain of Ono. But they intended to do me harm. And I sent messengers to them, saying, I am doing a great work, and I cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and come down to you? And they sent to me 4 times in this way, and I answered them in the same manner. In the same way, Sanballat for the 5th time sent his servant to me with an open letter in his hand. And it was written, It is reported among the nations, and Geshem also says it, that you and the Jews intend to rebel. That is why you are building the wall, and according to those reports, you wish to become their king. And you have also set up prophets to proclaim concerning you in Jerusalem, there is a king in Judah. And now the king will hear of these reports. So now come and let us take counsel together. So, what we see in this first little passage is that it's been a long time that he's been working on the wall, and he's stayed the course the entire time. And now, nearing the end of the project, he needs to continue to stay the course. If we look back in chapter 5, I believe it's in verse 14, he says that he was appointed governor in the land of Judah from the 20th year to the 32nd year of Artaxerxes. So, that's again one of those little times that we just read through that sentence, but it's 12 years that he's been here working on the wall. It's a blip. We've been in quarantine for, a month, maybe 2, and now it feels like forever, but here he's been faithfully executing this plan from the Lord for 12 years. Don't lose sight of that fact. We get impatient with what the Lord has called us to do, but he's been doing it for 12 years. So, 12 years in, he's faithfully executing what the Lord has said, and he did not leave his work. 4 times these troublemakers called to him and tried to get him to leave the work to go talk to them, and he wouldn't do it. He's like, I've got more important things to do. Then finally, they come with a lie about him, and he says, in verse 8, Then I sent to him, saying, No such things as you have been done, as you say have been done, for you are inventing them out of your own mind. For they all wanted to frighten us, thinking their hand will drop from the work, and it will not be done. But now, O God, strengthen my hand. They tried to provoke him with intimidations and threats, but he was not distracted by their intimidations from the work that God called him to do, nor was he distracted into defensiveness for the lies that were promoted against him. That's a huge statement. You see, they're lying about the things that he's doing, but he wasn't distracted defending himself for those lies. He would have spent so much effort defending himself that it wasn't worth it. He needed to just focus on the project that the Lord had commanded him to do. He was going to let his actions be his defense. Like, if you think this is me, come tell me. Why? Point number 3. A lot of time lies are spread by Satan, and he doesn't care who believes them because it's merely a distraction for the work of the believer. Let me say that again. A lot of times we are concerned about the lies that Satan is spreading about us, when in actuality, he doesn't care about who believes the lies. The point of the lie is to distract the believer from the work of God. That's huge if you can wrap your mind around that. Don't let defensiveness and lies distract you from what you should be focusing on, not cleaning up messes. Again, it's another message about unity. Stay the course. So finally, he continues on in verse 10. Now when I went to the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, son of Mehetabel, who was confined to his home, he said, let us meet together in the house of God within the temple. Let us close the doors of the temple, for they are coming to kill you. They are coming to kill you by night. But I said, shall such a man as I run away? And what man should I go into the temple and live? I will not go in. And I understood and saw that God had not sent him, but he had pronounced the prophecy against me, because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. For this purpose he was hired, that I should be afraid and act in this way and sin. And so they could give me a bad name in order to taunt me. Remember, Tobiah and Sanballat, oh my God, according to all the things that they did, and also the prophetess Noadiah and the rest of the prophets who wanted to make me afraid. The final thing that we see here is that Nehemiah left vengeance up to the Lord. They tried to trick him by paying off a false prophet to level things against him and get him to sin by going and living in the temple. But he wouldn't even do that. He saw through it. And the thing that's huge about this is that he doesn't chase after his enemies. Never does he go after these troublemakers and root them out and kill them. He always leaves vengeance to the Lord. He doesn't waste the time and effort to go fight these people. He stays focused. He stays the course. May you stay focused and stay the course. And may the Lord be with you today.